documents that prove Meghan Markle was hiding a deeply disturbing history that landed her in prison for 10 years. It all began in the late 1990s when Meghan was just a teenager. She was always a bit of a rebel and started hanging around with the wrong crowd. One night in 1997, Meghan and some of her so-called friends broke into a local restaurant after hours. However, it wasn't just a silly teenage prank. They had sinister motives. According to eyewitness accounts and police records, Meghan and the others proceeded to trash the entire restaurant. They smashed windows, overturned tables, spray-painted graffiti on the walls, and destroyed expensive equipment in the kitchen. But it didn't stop there. One of Meghan's accomplices allegedly had a gun on them and began firing shots randomly inside the restaurant. It was purely a criminal act of vandalism and violence. By some miracle, no one was hurt that night. But the gang left behind a massive crime scene. The restaurant owners were devastated at the extensive damage, costing hundreds of thousands of dollars to repair. Police launched a major investigation to find the culprits. Through fingerprints and witnesses, the police were able to identify Meghan Markle as one of the prime suspects. She was brought in for questioning but denied any involvement at first. However, when presented with overwhelming evidence, she had no choice but to confess to her role in the restaurant rampage. At only 16 years old, Meghan was charged as an adult with burglary, criminal mischief, and firearms offenses. Her accomplices, who were all 18 or older, received even harsher punishment. But due to Meghan's young age and her claims that the others pressured and influenced her, she was shown some leniency by the courts. In 1998, Meghan Markle was convicted and sentenced to 10 years in prison, with the possibility of parole after 5 years for good behavior. And so, at just 17, her promising future was over and she was locked away behind bars. Life on the inside was not easy for a celebrity like Meghan. In prison, she faced threats, assaults, and had to fight constantly to survive. But according to my sources, Meghan seemed to thrive in the criminal environment. She became close friends with many hardened felons and even joined a women's prison gang for protection. Over the years, Meghan participated in organized smuggling rings, assaults on guards and other inmates, and is believed to have ordered hits on those who crossed her. She had truly descended into a life of crime. After serving 5 years of her sentence, Meghan came up for parole in 2003. She painted herself as a reformed model prisoner, dedicating her time to education and charity. But numerous guards and officials testified against her early release, citing her true dangerous and manipulative nature. Nonetheless, the parole board saw some glimmer of hope and decided to give Meghan a second chance. She was released under strict conditions including an ankle monitor, curfew, and regular probation meetings. But Meghan had no intentions of going straight. She reconnected with old criminal friends and quickly fell back into her old illegal activities. Within months, she violated nearly every rule of her parole. When narcotics officers raided one of her known crime houses, they found Meghan at the center of a major drug ring operation. She was selling cocaine, heroin, and methamphetamines, often using vulnerable addicts to do her dirty work.